everybody, Lloyd here, and we're continuing on with the Marvel United X-Men unboxing that we just got in recently. And this one's a little odd because this one says Marvel United and it doesn't say X-Men, it says Fantastic Four. This one was like the last set they put onto the Kickstarter, and it was kind of, out of left field. Some people predicted it, but I mean, people were guessing pretty much everything that was coming out. But this one was just kind of odd because all the other boxes are Marvel X-Men related, and they did have other teams they could have done, but instead they chose to release this Fantastic Four, which kind of makes me think that maybe they were going to do another series or another season, and they decided to pull back. Either maybe they did something with the license, or the license was going to run out, they didn't get out in time or something. I don't know what happened, but it just seemed odd that they threw this one in. And looking at the previous seasons, right? So this was one of the previous Marvel Uniteds, and then this is the X-Men. If you look at it, this one, all the X-Men stuff were the same, this dark gray. All the first season was this light gray, and then this Fantastic Four is just blue, so it doesn't even fit in with the box with the rest of the box art. It's just odd. But we're gonna go ahead and get into it. This is Marvel United. It is for 1 to 4 players. Although I believe with a supervillain player, you can play with 5 players. Maybe not. Maybe you can still only play as 4. Maybe it's only 3-on-1. I thought you could do 4-on-1. Not sure. But let's go ahead and take a look and see what we've got with the Fantastic Four, Marvel's first family, and the odd duckling of the Marvel X-Men Kickstarter. So let's just crack the top open and see what we've got. So right out of the box, we've got the one-sheet instructions. So it looks like if you're familiar with Marvel United, basically what you have is a game that runs off of the same system, which is you have 6 locations out generally, and a singular villain is going to move around the board doing stuff. And as the heroes, you are going to play together to take down that villain by rescuing civilians, completing threats, and taking out their minions and thugs. This game looks like it adds this extra Takeover card, which is every expansion adds a little bit of a wrinkle. So it looks like this is an extra end game condition that you can do instead of rescuing civilians or something. You can do this Takeover card. And this game also includes some Doombot tokens. So let's go ahead and get into it, see what we've got. So we've got these cool little Doombot tokens, right? They just like little Dr. Dooms with red eyes, and you've got these KO tokens. So pretty standard fare. You could get the plastic locations or the plastic tokens, but I chose not to. Stick with the cardboard. That's fine. Let's take a look at the different locations we got. And I imagine these are all going to be like Fantastic Four themed, right? Well, there's only 4 locations in here, so that's kind of odd. So you've got the Baxter Building. You've got Latveria, which has this little hand, which must mean something special. You've got 4 Yancey Street, and then you've got Mount Wondergore. So this is kind of different. These 2, which I assume are more like Doom locations, Mount Wondergore and Latveria, have negative effects. So each hero in this location must discard all the cards in their hand and draw the same amount of cards. You must take 1 damage for each thug or Doombot in the location. So these have negative effects whenever you take them out. So you got to balance that out with while you're playing. But those are the locations. We've got 2 new villains. We've got Dr. Doom and we've got the Super Skrull. And then this is, it's got the supervillain startup thing. So these tell you if you're the supervillain player, what the heroes start with, to kind of give them a leg up on you. So if we look He's got a villainous plot. He's got this Doom track going. He's got his special rules. Super Skrull, he's got his little villainous plot over here. He's got his overflow, and all this changes depending on which bad guy you're fighting. So that's pretty cool. We've got those two guys. Let's take a look inside the box. Let's take a look at the different cards. So we've got two decks here. We've got hero cards, and we've got some villain cards. So let's just take a look at the villain cards first. So going through here, let's see. First, we've got, Dr. Doom with his threat cards. So these cards are going to be fairly standard. There's nothing special about these. He does have a lot of special effects, though. So he's got a lot going on in every card. And then let's take a look at his threats. So in the threats, self-destruct protocol, additional armor, auto-assembly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh. He's only got 5 of these. Normally there's 6, I thought. Well, there's 6 locations. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's only 5. But anyway. So there are his different things. Could just be missing a card. I don't know. Let's take a look. We've got... he's got 6. Anyway. So we got Super Skrull. Again, nothing really special here. He doesn't have a lot of special effects. He's only got a couple, whereas you saw Dr. Doom had a ton. He's just moving around a lot, firing off his bam. And then let's take a look at his threats. Skrull Warriors, Skrull Deception, Skrull Spies, Skrull's Attack, Skrull Decoys. So lots of different things going on. Cool stuff. There is a special challenge for this, for the Takeover challenge. Let's just take a look at this. Takeover challenge. Setup. Choose either the regular Takeover or the harder Brutal Takeover, placing the card on the table on that side face up. Oh, so that's the Brutal Takeover. That's regular. If the civilians or thug tokens can't be added to a location after resolving overflow, place the excess tokens on the Takeover card. If the card is full, heroes immediately lose. So this is another lose condition, not another win condition. So overflows are going to come on here, and possibly, as you see, this one only has 6 spaces. This one's got 9. Good stuff. I like when they throw different wrinkles that change up how the game plays, which is why I'm a big fan of Marvel United, because they do. Adding in all those extra expansions do add lots of little wrinkles that when you add them up, they can make the game way more complex, or you can take it down, dial it back, and just play with the ones you really like. So, the Fantastic Four. This, I believe, is explained inside the in the rule book, but basically, you get to put tokens here as the Fantastic Four because you're a team, so you get to do cool stuff if you're playing with all the Fantastic Four. Not sure exactly what that is, but there you go. As you can see, Doom is a anti-hero, so he can be a good guy sometimes. So he gets his starting card. So let's just take a look at his art. Dr. Doom shooting the electricity. Looks cool. Oh, there. He's all battle damaged. He looks like he just fought the Hulk or something. Looks pretty rough. Cool artwork, though. Classic Doom pose. Right, it's cool because the Doom bots are just this, but with red eyes to let you know that they're robots. That's pretty cool. Nice artwork there. Now let's see what his starting hand is. Pain is for lesser men. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, for each damage you take during a villain turn, you may gain 1 of these tokens, which is really cool. It's a nice little bonus. All right, so let's take a look at Silver Surfer. I imagine the starting hand card is going to be Power Cosmic, but let's take a look. So he's got lots of movement, heroic, cool artwork. I dig it. Not a big Silver Surfer fan, but pretty cool. Oh, look. Oh, Cosmic Awareness. Okay. Whatever. As long as this card is face up in the storyline during your turn, 1 of your heroics or punch actions can be performed in any location. That's pretty cool. So as long as that's out, you just get 1 of those free. That's pretty cool. So let's take a look at old Ben Grimm, the Thing. So let's take a look at this rock monster. It's pretty cool. I like that. That's pretty cool art. He looks like he's grinning, but yeah, he's gritting his teeth. Cool there. He's clobbering time. And there he's just posing, even though he doesn't have any muscle lines. He's still flexing. Rocklight Skin. So this is his starting hand card. So as long as this card is face up in the storyline, you may ignore 1 damage during each villain turn. That's cool. So just because you're made out of rock, you get to ignore some damage. I kind of wish they would go back to the original Marvel United and put these starting hand cards in. Just because they're really cool. And I think a lot of guys in the original Marvel United could benefit from having that, this starting card. But let's take a look. All this cool fire artwork looks pretty cool. I'm surprised he's not making a 4 anywhere with his fire, but pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool artwork. Yeah, see, so here's these teamwork cards have to do with that Fantastic Four card. So we'll just read them all. Perform actions of the same type as all action tokens on the Fantastic Four card, then add 1 heroic token from the pool to the Fantastic Four card. So yeah, the more you do teamwork, the more it builds up and you get better and better stuff on that card, which is cool. And let's just see his starting hand card. Pyrogenesis. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, you can treat heroic as punch. That's pretty cool. Gives you some options with him. Let's see, we've got Sue Storm, Miss Invisible, Invisible Woman. So she's right on her little disc, right? That she can make, because she can make invisible force field things. She's turning invisible there. She's got her little hand invisible bubble things. Pretty cool. She's got some teamwork cards too. Let's see what her invisibility is. This is her starting hand. It's a lot of text. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, when the top card of the Master Plan deck is revealed, you may choose not to take any damage until the beginning of your next turn. If you do so, next turn you must play your card face down. Okay, so you can choose to not take damage, but then you have to play face down. So that's not great. Have to see it in action. So now we've got Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. And he's doing all kinds of stretchy stuff everywhere. Stretchies. Oh, there he's got some goggles on, looking all sciencey, looking like Doogie Howser. He's got his teamwork cards. Have you noticed these icons are changing up on them? I didn't look at what they all are, but the last few, they have changed. Super Genius. And let's take a look at his starting hand, Plasticity. As long as this card is face up in the storyline during your hero turn, you can use one of your heroic or punch actions in an adjacent location. That's cool because he's plasticky. You can stretch and go over to the next location. So now we've gone through all of the fun cards and stuff. Let's take a look at all of the minis. So let's take a look at, Marvel's first family. And we'll start here with Mr. Fantastic. And he's pretty creepy looking, honestly. They had to do the chibi style, but, a Mr. Fantastic that's chibi is just really creepy looking. He looks like Slender Man. But you definitely get the idea, that he's stretchy. He's got the little short leg here. His fist is all contorted. He's got that weird, long, slender body and that weird, long leg with the little calf. So yeah, not one of my favorite figures, but, he definitely breaks the mold for, what the rest of them look like. But I think he looks pretty good for what he is, which is Mr. Fantastic, all stretchy and, like a Stretch Armstrong. So there you go. Next up, we have the Invisible Woman, Sue Storm. So this one is a little bit weird because they did this clear leg, and I don't think it mattered that it was clear, but they have this weird post, this extra bit of plastic here, because that was the only way to get her to kind of stick onto this thing safely so that, she'd have a large portion of a large footprint, because if you see how tiny her foot is, like that just wouldn't have worked. I just wish they could have found a better way to mount her. You know, even going back to get rid of this disc maybe and just do something different. Because that's just really weird and kind of takes away from the figure. But, you know, they got this clear plastic, and this is something they started doing on this campaign. And it's pretty cool because she's changing, you know, she's going invisible. And it's cool because, you know, she's like going invisible from her little disc up. But yeah, there you go. Invisible Woman. Definitely one of my probably least favorite figures in the game, just because of this weird post thing they had to do. I wish they would have redesigned it. Next up, we have Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch. And if you can tell, he's all completely translucent. They made him completely out of translucent plastic, which is really cool. You can still see his details, so he's still in there. And I really like that clear translucent look. It'd be cool if you could, you know, maybe drill out the bottom here and maybe put some kind of small battery powered LED in there that you could turn on to make him glow. I think that would be amazing. And I might look into doing that just to see, you know, how complicated it is to get, you know, one small LED and put it in there. Because it looks like he's got, you know, a big base. So I think even if you drilled in a little bit here, you could probably get an LED up in there and it would probably work. So there you go. Johnny Storm. And the last hero from this set is Ben Grimm, aka The Thing. And this is just a big chunky figure. He's honky. Look at him. Just a big, thick. Look how thick he is from the side. He's just a big stone mountain. And he's so big they had to put this little extra piece down here so that he could actually fit on the base because he was too big. But yeah, lots of cool details. He's actually probably one of my favorite figures in here just because of how cool he looks. You know, all the detail work they did for his rock texture just looks really cool. Really cool. Oh, I lied. He was not the last superhero. He was the last Fantastic Four, but next up we have Silver Surfer. And it's pretty cool because right out of the gate, he comes already silver. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Comes with this cool silver paint on him. Now, I have seen people complaining that their paint was flecked off and you could see the plastic underneath. I don't seem to have that issue with mine, so that's pretty cool. But even if I did, I would just paint some. I have silver paint. I could paint over it. But that is really cool, and it's cool that he already comes silver. So, nice work on this one. Just really cool, and that's just a classic, you know, Silver Surfer pose. I mean, that is the classic Silver Surfer pose. Very nice. Next up, we have the Super Skrull. And if you don't know the history of the Super Skrull, he's basically got, you know, the powers of all of the Fantastic Four. So if you look, he's got, you know, he's got the stretchy arm that's also invisible for Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman. He's got the Thing's big rocky arm. And then down here on the bottom, he's got the translucent plastic that they use to signify the Human Torch, Johnny Storm's flames. So that's pretty cool. He's definitely not one of the friendly Skrulls from Captain Marvel. He is an angry Skrull. He's a really cool looking figure, though, just because he's got all those different parts. And last up in the box, we have Victor Von Doom, Dr. Doom himself, in all his regal glory. And he is purple because he is an anti-hero. He can be played either as a hero or a villain. And he is pretty cool. I definitely like what I see here, just the iconic Doctor Doom pose, right? Just the iconic. If you think of Doctor Doom, that's probably the first image that comes to your mind. Really cool. Cape billowing out behind him. Just a really awesome figure. Very nice. So this is going to do it for the Fantastic Four set. Just throw these guys back in here. Again, a bit of an odd choice that they decided to do Fantastic Four in the middle of a X-Men Kickstarter. Not quite sure how I feel about it. I still think they probably could have done another team box with some missing people, or they could have done like a cool Age of Apocalypse box. I don't know. They could have done other stuff besides this Fantastic Four. Just an odd pick, and like I said, it doesn't fit with the aesthetic of the other games, and it makes me think that, you know, they were planning on doing like a season 3 of this, and it was going to be Fantastic Four and probably, you know, like more cosmic based. Maybe get a Galactus in there, or you know, more Skrulls and Kree sets. I mean, they did some of the stuff that you would get out of that in the base game because they have some of the cosmic stuff. But I mean, you could basically get a bunch of. You could do a whole Galactus set with the Heralds of Galactus and stuff. So it was just kind of odd that they chose this. But yeah, there it is. We got Fantastic Four. I got the First Family, Silver Surfer. So let us know what you think. Did you get it? Do you want it? What did you think about it? Let us know in the comments, and we'll get back to you as soon as humanly possible. Stay tuned to the channel because we're going to be doing all of the expansions from the Marvel X-Men Kickstarter, the All-In Pledge. So yeah, stay tuned to the channel to see all the other unboxings as we go through all the characters. Cool. Thanks for watching.
We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a comment or hit the like button. It really does help us out. If you have suggestions for future videos, let us know in the comments as well, and then subscribe to see what we come up with next.